You owe us half your business." My mother-in-law's words still echo in my head. What she didn't know, I was about to destroy her entire world. I own a bakery in Savannah, Georgia. Built it from nothing, no inheritance, no handouts, just 70-hour weeks, blood, sweat, and every penny I had. 3 years ago, it finally took off. People drive from other states just to taste what we make. Local magazines featured us. This bakery, it's my baby. Then I married Kenji. Kenji seemed perfect at first. Quiet, supportive, an accountant. On paper, we worked. But after the wedding, I realized something terrifying. His mom, Haruka, thought she married me too. Haruka walks into every room like she owns it, talks over everyone, corrects everyone, brings up her poor health whenever she's not the center of attention. You know the type. At first, it was small jabs. You don't dress like a successful business owner. Your bakery's decor is cute. Kenji always said, just ignore her. She doesn't mean anything by it. But then Haruka started showing up at the bakery constantly, sitting with her friends, loudly criticizing everything, the pastries, the service, my employees. One day, she walked behind the counter and started rearranging things. Just trying to help. She laughed when I asked her to stop. The worst came 2 months ago. We invited Haruka for dinner. She showed up dripping in jewelry, carrying wine that cost more than our mortgage. Halfway through the meal, she dropped the bomb. "I've decided I should own half of your bakery." I laughed. Thought she was joking. She wasn't. She leaned back, smirked, and said, "You wouldn't have that business without my son. You owe us. Without Kenji handling the house and bills, you'd have nothing." My blood boiled. Kenji does some chores, sure, but I pay most of the bills. He works part-time now because my income meant he could finally relax. I never complained. I thought that was teamwork. I looked at Kenji expecting him to shut this down. You know what he said? "Maybe you should just give her something. Keep the peace." He wouldn't even look at me. Haruka kept talking. "Draw papers giving me half ownership. It's only fair. Family supports family. With my event planning experience, I could help you grow. And besides," she winked, "it'll all be mine someday anyway." Kenji said nothing. I told Haruka I'd think about it. And I did. Just not the way they hoped. What Haruka didn't know? A year before I met Kenji, I opened my bakery with a silent partner. My brother Takeshi, he's a lawyer. He funded the last bit I needed. Owns 20% legally. He doesn't interfere, doesn't want control. Just takes profits and protects my contracts. And Kenji, he signed a prenup. A really, really good one. No claim to my business, my property, any of my assets. I worked too hard to risk it all. So Haruka thinking she was entitled to anything? Laughable. But I wasn't just going to say no. That's not enough when someone tries to take what's yours. 3 days later, Haruka strutted into the bakery wearing a ridiculous fur-trimmed coat. In Georgia. In spring. Acting like she already owned the place. "Did you bring the paperwork?" She smiled. I handed her an envelope. She opened it right there. Page 1 was a letter Takeshi drafted. Explained in simple terms she had zero legal right to my business. Protected by contracts, any harassment would result in legal action. Page 2 was a formal cease and desist. Her face turned red reading the first paragraph. By the second page, she was shaking. Then she screamed. Right there, in front of customers, my staff, everyone. Called me ungrateful, said I was tearing the family apart. Called me a greedy little, well, you get it. Her friends flooded the comments, offering prayers, promising to boycott my bakery. I didn't cry. I didn't get mad. I just felt this cold, clear switch flip inside me. This wasn't about money anymore. This was about control. Haruka thought she could scare me into submission, ruin my name unless I played along. Kenji texted an hour later. "Mom says she'll take the post down if you give her 15%. Just a small share. It's not a big deal." That's when I realized my husband wasn't just spineless. He was part of it. A few days later, Haruka and Kenji walked into the bakery together. Like nothing happened. Like she hadn't dragged my name through the mud online. Haruka spoke loudly so everyone could hear. "I hope you're ready for the family meeting tonight. We're going to sort out this little misunderstanding." Family meeting. Apparently, Haruka invited Kenji's 2 sisters, their husbands, and her friends to sit me down and convince me to do the right thing. I declined politely. Haruka stepped closer, lowered her voice. You're going to regret this. You're embarrassing my son. You think anyone in this town will support your little shop after they hear how you treat family? I was done playing nice. Get out, I said. She looked stunned. Excuse me. Out, both of you. Kenji wanted to melt into the floor. Haruka sputtered something about calling her lawyer. Go right ahead, I said. They left, but I knew it wasn't over. The next morning, the review bomb started. 1-star reviews flooded Google and Yelp. All fake. Found hair in my pie. Owner was rude. Overpriced and stale. All posted within hours. Some from accounts with profile pictures of Haruka's friends. She didn't even try to hide it. My bakery's ratings started dropping. I asked Kenji to move out. Said I needed space. He acted hurt. You're throwing away our marriage over paperwork? You mean over your mother trying to steal my business and you helping her? He packed and left. Moved in with Haruka. But Haruka wasn't done. She filed a trademark claim against my bakery's name. Claimed she was the true creator, that I'd stolen it from her. Said she inspired the concept during family brainstorming sessions and was an uncredited co-founder. It was insane, but it was real. She paid a lawyer to demand I hand over the name or pay her a licensing fee, and Kenji backed her 100%. I realized then neither would stop until they got what they wanted or I was ruined. But here's the thing about people like Haruka. They always underestimate the quiet ones. The ones who don't explode but who listen and wait. Oh, I waited. I gathered receipts, screenshots, witness statements, every fake review, every message. Every time Haruka stepped over the line, Takeshi started putting together a plan. And just when Haruka thought she had the upper hand, we were ready. A week after the trademark stunt, the health inspector showed up. Not for a routine check. He came in already suspicious. We've had multiple anonymous complaints, he said. Someone reported we used expired ingredients, left food out overnight, and, this is the best part, infested the neighborhood with rodents. My spotless bakery. I didn't need 3 guesses who filed those complaints. The inspector left without finding anything wrong, but warned if more reports came in, they'd keep following up. Haruka was trying to shut me down. Kenji called that night. Mom says she didn't do it. You're just paranoid. If you apologized and sat down with her, this could all go away. I hung up. The next day, one of my employees quit without notice. Just left a scribbled note. I'm sorry, I can't deal with this drama. Haruka had been in her ear. That employee was friends with one of Haruka's daughters. Word was Haruka was telling people the bakery was going under, that they should start looking for new jobs. But Haruka made one mistake. While she was playing offense, I was setting a trap. Takeshi is friends with a local reporter who loves a small-town scandal. I didn't leak the story right away. I waited, wanted Haruka to feel like she'd won. Then we got the perfect hook. Haruka started telling people she was opening her own bakery right across from mine, with a name suspiciously close to mine. Posted about it on Facebook. Coming soon, a true family-run bakery with recipes passed down for generations. Generations. Haruka's idea of cooking is frozen lasagna in the oven. But that was it. The moment. I passed everything to Takeshi. The fake reviews, the health inspector reports, the social media posts, the trademark claim, the phantom bakery. The reporter dug in and dirt poured out. Turns out Haruka hadn't filed for business licenses. The building she claimed was still under contract with someone else. The logo she posted was stolen from Google. There was no bakery. It was all fake. A scare tactic. While the reporter worked that angle, Takeshi filed a legal notice against Haruka for defamation and business interference. Then Kenji called again. Mom says she's willing to back off if you give her 10% and stop the legal stuff. Oh no. He thought it was still a negotiation. I told him I wasn't interested. The story was already with the reporter. The only backing off I'd do was when I handed everything to my lawyer. Kenji went quiet, then said, "You're ruining the family. Sorry we tried to ruin your business. Sorry we filed fake complaints. Sorry we tried to steal from you. Nope. I'm the problem for standing up." Haruka tried to show up like nothing happened. Walked in wearing sunglasses. Ordered a coffee like it was just another Tuesday. The place went dead silent. I came out from the back. "You're not welcome here. Leave." She looked shocked. "But the story isn't out yet. You don't have to do this." That's when I realized Haruka thought this was a game of chicken. She had no idea I wouldn't fold. I had her escorted out. The reporter called the next day. The story was going live. Headline: Local bakery owner targeted in bitter family feud, fake reviews, false claims, and a phantom rival business. They dug into everything: Haruka's fake health complaints, bogus trademark filing, the coming soon bakery that didn't exist, the review bombing, Kenji's role supporting and defending her. Customers and employees told how Haruka acted like she ran the place, scaring people off. The story spread fast. Facebook, Twitter, local news. Haruka wasn't the victimized matriarch anymore. She was the woman who tried to destroy her daughter-in-law's business because she couldn't control her. And Kenji? His name was right there too. That night, I closed the bakery early. Haruka called saying they were coming over. The whole crew showed up on my porch. Haruka, Kenji, his two sisters, their husbands, Haruka's best friend, like some intervention. Haruka marched in. "You've embarrassed this family publicly. Do you realize what you've done? You've humiliated us." Kenji stood behind her, exhausted, not stopping her. I stayed calm. "You humiliated yourselves." "I just told the truth," Haruka snapped. "We were willing to forgive you. Even now, I'm open to making this right. Take down the article, apologize, tell them you overreacted, and give us what we asked for. 10%. Nothing to you." I laughed out loud. Not because it was funny, because it was insane. Then the twist I didn't see coming. Kenji finally spoke. But not to me. To Haruka. "Mom, stop." Haruka whipped around. "What?" Kenji looked like he'd aged 10 years in a week. I don't know what I expected to feel. Relief? Satisfaction? But it was empty. Too little. Too late. Haruka's face turned bright red. "You ungrateful little... After all I've done for you." Kenji cut her off. "You didn't do this for me. You did it for yourself." She opened her mouth. No words came out. Then Haruka did the one thing I never thought she'd do. She cried. Real angry, ugly crying. "I built this family. You think any of you would have anything without me? I kept us together. I made you who you are. And this little gold digger comes in and turns you all against me." That was her final play. The same line she'd used for years. The poor, martyred mother. But no one moved to comfort her. Not even her daughters. They just stared at the floor. Haruka stormed out, slammed the door so hard the pictures rattled. Kenji lingered. "I don't know where to go," he said. "Not my problem," I answered. He left. I locked the door behind him. Haruka deleted her Facebook account the next day. Couldn't handle the comments. Kenji moved back in with her, or maybe one of his sisters. I don't know. And I stopped asking. The bakery? Business boomed. People came in just to say they supported me, ordering extra, leaving big tips. But when I went home at night, it was quiet. Too quiet. I thought I'd feel victorious. I didn't. It's hard to celebrate when the person you thought loved you was standing behind you holding a knife. Some friends said I should forgive Kenji, that he got caught up in his mom's games. But he knew what she was doing and let it happen. For what? Peace? Money? Approval? Doesn't matter. I didn't just lose a husband. I lost the belief he was ever on my side. What I gained is better. Freedom. No more Haruka, no more Kenji, no more tiptoeing around someone else's ego. Just me, my bakery, and a town full of people who know exactly who I am and exactly what I'm not willing to put up with. Sometimes people ask if I regret how it all went down. I don't. Not for a second. Some people want to play games. They forget that some of us are playing for keeps.